Yo, RX, back with another breakdown of UFC 282, Blakovic versus Ankalaev, not Prohaska and Teixeira. Ugh. But, we keep going, we get what we get, and we got a fucking downgrade, but it is what it is. We still got a title fight. We got a card, kind of. Even if it's not good. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but I think this card kind of blows. But whatever. But before I talk about the card, I want to say three main topics. First thing is, before I get into a recap of UFC Orlando, I know my audio for some reason my mic audio's got a lot louder lately, so just turn me down if you have to. But I know it's I'm shocked by it too. I don't know why I'm so loud now, but whatever, I'm not gonna change it because I'd rather be loud than too quiet, so just turn me down. And let's do a quick recap of UFC Orlando. A great fucking night. Fights. Prelims are great, main card was kinda underwhelming, but still a great night. Howgary and Nunez. You got Yasmin Howgary, it's a fucking problem. She's gonna be a top 10 strawweight within a year. Marshall and Rojo, can't say I'm shocked. Marshall, good one. Levy and Valdez, battle of shitty fighters. Shitty fighter wins because he's not as shitty. Pierce and Elkins, could not predicted that any better. Johnson, Diakase. What the fuck fight did Diakase think he fought? Because there's no way you can say he won that fight. Dude didn't do shit. Guida and Holtzman. How the fuck was that a split? Guida clearly won the last two rounds, if not all three. Hill and Ducote. Man, could I be any more correct on Angelo Hill fights? Rowe and Price. Nico Price is fucking terrible. I don't know what happened to the dude. Anders and Dawkins. Kyle Dawkins fucking sucks. Doladze and Hermanson. Man, Jack Hermanson's a fucking L. Pavlovich and Tuivasa. I'm not shocked, I'm sad, and Ty, you should not have been fighting. Nicolau and Schnell. Can't really say I'm surprised. The Schnell hype is gone because he was never really that good. He just had a great fight. RDA and Barberina. I'm not gonna act like I'm shocked. I went with a long shot pick and I fell on my fucking face. And then the amazing main event, Wonder Boy and Holland. I feel bad for Holland. I'm happy for Wonder Boy. Great fight overall. Not fight of the year. People need to stop saying that. And overall, great fight. Great night of fights. Or UFC Orlando, I think. I think they've overperformed. It performed just fine. So the card that's probably gonna underperform, actually gonna perform pretty to its weak abilities. 282. So before I break that down in a second, I want to say is like, comment, sub. 100 subs wasn't goal by the end of the year, but I think 20 would be nice now because it's literally the 8th. So yeah, but we're not gonna hit 100, but you never know. But 20 would be nice, please. So nothing more I can think of to say besides let's talk about this 13 fight card, I believe. So yeah, 13 fights, and we start off with a battle of two 6-0 fighters. That's probably not happening very often, but we have. I'm stalling because I wanted to see who pulled out for this fight to happen. We have Cameron MSP Simon versus Steven. I don't even know what to say. This nickname's fucking insane. Obi-Wan Shinobi the Pillow Kozlov. I don't know what I just said. Yeah, 2 6-0 guys. And this fight's only happening because this is meant to be Simon versus Ronnie Lawrence. Lawrence pulled out, Kozlov steps in. So, not gonna talk about this fight much because I don't know anything about Kozlov and I know very little about Simon. What I do know about Simon is he looks great on Contender Series. Dana was very impressed with him, and he's only 21 years old, which is crazy. He was having a tough time at first against Wang Kim on the Contender Series, but he was able to knock him out, impressed Dan enough to get a contract. Now he's here. Kid's good. Kid's very good. Good striking. Dude got a little bit of a submission game, but yeah, overall the kid's good. 21 years old, so he's gonna get better, and yeah, pretty good. For Steven Kozlov, not gonna lie, I've never seen this guy a day in my life before I saw him step into this way. I'm guessing he really likes ground game submissions because that's all his wins pretty much. And yeah, I'm happy. I saw a tweet he made when this fight when him getting the step in got announced. He was like, "I'm finally in the UFC." Now I'm happy for the guy. That's cool, but sadly, it might not be in long. The betting odds for this fight have Simon minus 280 to plus 230. Probably Kozlov again short notice. Simon was trained for a wrestler in Ronnie Lawrence anyway. And yeah, kid's good anyway. Kid's very good, 21 years old, so it's not like he can't adjust. He's not old, so it's not like a quick change of opponents and all that's gonna affect him much. So yeah, overall, I am going Simon here. I think the kid's gonna get dub here, and I think gonna be a good one. I think the kid's gonna be able to show a lot to open the card. So I'm going Cameron Simon by decision. I think he's gonna do good here. I'm very excited to see how he does in UFC. I wish he was still fighting Lawrence, because at least would have been a UFC proven dude. But maybe this Kozlov dude's gonna give him a fucking war. So Simon by decision. Next up, we're already hitting my lock of the night pick, and a decent fight, probably gonna end in a finish. We have Daniel Miojo da Silva versus Vincent Fenomeno Salvador. We talk about Daniel da Silva. Why is this dude still in the UFC? They have to be trying to run his contract out, because why is he still here? He fucking sucks. He is 0-3 in the UFC, getting finished in all 3 fights by Jeff Molina, can't get mad at it, Francisco Figueiredo, you suck, and Victor Altamirano, you really suck. And in the Altamirano fight, he had him hurt bad, but Altamirano came back for the finish, and he got it. Yeah, pretty much da Silva is like a 2-minute fighter. After you break through that threshold, you're gonna beat him. So unless he finishes you in the first 2 minutes, which is unlikely because it's Daniel da Silva, you're probably gonna beat him. He's just not that good. Yeah, he has a heavyweight gas tank, and I mean nowadays heavyweights have better gas tanks than fucking this guy. So it's weird. So yeah, pretty much he's not that good. He's kind of like a 125 Derek Minner, but somehow gas is quicker. So yeah, talk about the opponent, Salvador, a guy who I was very impressed with on Contender Series. One of the guys I would say are one of the better fighters from the season. He had a season of the year, fight of the season contender. There we go. With Shannon Ross, who also in UFC and had the fight booked in Perth. So those who threw down an old fucking war. One of the best flyweight fights all year. And yeah, Salvador's very impressive. He's like I think even on commentary they said this, but he's like a 125 Anderson Silva in a way. He's very elusive, loose with his body. He's very lengthy for 25. He's 5'7" with a 70-inch reach, which is fucking insane. But dude's good, and I think he's a really good addition to the roster and 125 in general. And I will not be shocked if he's ranked within about a year. Dude, if he can fight consistently, I think he'll be ranked within a year or so. He's really good. I'm very impressed with him. He's only no age. How old is this fucking dude? That he, I don't know why Tapology does not show an age for this dude when you can easily just fucking Google it. Sorry for the loud typing, but you know I can't control shit. 26, so he's hitting the prime of his fighting career. So yeah, man, he's gonna be. Maybe I can't scout talent, but I think I can to an extent, and I think Salvador is very, very talented. Depending after this fight, have Salvador minus 200 to plus 165. I would have Salvador minus 400 because, like I said, he is my lock of the night. He should win this. He was able to handle Shannon Ross, who I think's pretty good and a very deadly dude. Daniel Silva is not that deadly. All you gotta do is not be a fucking idiot. You just don't believe your chin out there to be punched and you're gonna win. So I'm going Salvador by knockout in the second. I think he'll be able to tire De Silva and get the job done. It might be a first round finish, but I think he'll be able to. I think Salvador will go nice on him till the second. So go nice on him, go easy on him till the second. So I'm going Vincent Salvador by knockout in the second. TKO, knockout, whatever. Lock of the night. The Silva just fucking sucks. After that, excuse me, our third Contender Series debut in a row. Excuse me. I apologize. We have Eric King Silva versus TJ Downtown Brown. Let's talk about Eric Silva. Again, our third contender series debut in a row. And I think he's good. I don't think he's as good as Simon and Salvador, but I do think he's pretty good. He looked amazing on Contender Series, running through his opponent in 92 seconds. He from the one fight I've ever seen of him, he looks really good. The one red flag of him is he is 35 years old. To only be 10 fights into your career at 35 years old. Little worrying, but you know, it happens. What if he Glover Teixeira? He doesn't get better. He gets better with age. Yeah, he's good. He's a wrestler, and he likes some submissions, but he will throw too. He ain't scared of throwing. So yeah, I can't really say much about dude. I've only seen him fight once. I've sadly seen fight many times is TJ Brown. This dude fucking sucks. In the UFC, he is 2-3. His wins: Kai Kamaka in a robbery and Charles Rosa. But really, he's 1-4. His losses: Jordan Griffin, Danny Chavez, and Shailen Nurmagomedov. The Shailen fight, he looked like shit. He looked like complete shit in that fight. Yeah, I never saw much of TJ. He's just a wrestler. He has no fucking striking, and I just don't think he's that good. He's just not good. I've never saw much of him. Ever since I seen him fight the first time, I've never saw much of him. And he's clearly just not getting better. The Shailen fight shows that. He got outstruck and out-wrestled. So, he's just not that good. Now, this fight where it comes down to is Eric Silva good enough to... Is he good? Because if he has any talent, he's gonna win this fight. TJ Brown fucking sucks. So... The bands for this fight are 110 apiece. I could not disagree more. I'd have Eric Silva minus 150. He should win. Yes, he's 3 years older, but again, 10 fights. He's taken probably a little damage. TJ's taken many damage, could be in his, let's see, 25th fight, I believe this is. So he's taking a lot of damage, and this is like his third fight this year, or in a calendar year. So yeah, I am going at Eric Silva in this one to get the win. He should be able to just strike, get some wrestling going, and win. I don't really see many problems for him in this fight. Yeah, I'm going Eric Silva by probably decision. I could see a finish, but I think he gets a 29-28, maybe a 30-27 decision, and gets TJ out to UFC because he fucking sucks. Not TJ Dillashaw, he already retired, which, by the way, crazy. But yeah, Eric Silva by decision. Now the run on DWCS debuts are over. We still got a DWCS guy in this fight, but it's not his debut by far. We have the feature early prelim. Billy Quarantillo, Billy Q versus Alexander, not the Great anymore, the Great Ape Hernandez. Let's talk about Billy Q. I think we all know Billy Q, but a lot of people know Billy Q by now. He's a fun fighter, 4-2 in the UFC. I've interacted with him a couple times on Twitter, which is pretty cool, pretty fucking cool, dude. His wins in the UFC: Jacob Kilburn, Spike Carlisle, Kyle Nelson, and Gabriel Benitez. Some shit wins, not gonna lie to you. His losses: Gavin Tucker and Shane Burgos. Can't get really mad at those, really. Billy Q goes in there for a war, like a lot most of the time. He really doesn't leave a fight without giving or taking damage. He's mainly because he's a pressure fighter, a lot of volume, whatever you want to call it. He's good. He's always been pretty decent. He's always been on that, like, as I've known Billy Q, he's always been in that, like, middle tier of 45, like that, right outside the rankings of 45. Like, he's good, and he will beat a lot of guys, but he really never see him as a ranked guy, which sucks, because like I said, I like Billy Q, but yeah, I can't really do much about it. Yeah, he's pretty much just a volume fighter, and it works a lot of the time, so he's very good. I've always enjoyed Billy Q. Yeah, I think, and he usually has a fun fights only. For his opponent, a guy I think fucking sucks, Alexander Hernandez, Donald Cerrone's son. In the UFC, man, he's already had that many fights. He is 5-4 in the UFC. His wins: Beneil Dariush sucks. Sorry. Oliver Ubin Mercer, he just won PFL, so he's not that good. Trinaldo, Oldest Derek Gutierrez, Jesus Christ, or Gritzmacher, my bad, and Breeden, Jesus Christ. His losses: Don Cerrone, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises, and Renato Moicano. Yeah, the Beneil win has aged well, I guess, even though I don't think Beneil's that good. Even the Mercer win has aged fine. Trinaldo and then the other two suck. Loss is why the Cowboy one aged pretty bad. Dober's great, so nothing shocking there. Moises and Moicano are okay people to lose to. So Hernandez is very powerful. That's pretty much all he has, and now he is moving on to 145 for this fight. So very interested to see how he looks on the scales. Yeah, this is pretty much him trying to save his career, because if he was going nowhere at 55, and I think he even knew that. So now it's where can he go at 45, and I don't think they gave him a good fight here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they gave him a pretty bad fight here. But you never know. Like I said, you could have said that with the Beneil fight. But again, I think, how good is Beneil Dariush really? overall, I don't think much of Hernandez, and I think this cut is not really gonna help him much. So, he didn't have a lot of power, but man, you're downgrading a lot of shit. So, the man for this fight had Billy Q at -165 to +135. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I can never really say I'm confident Billy Q to win a fight. Most like Benitez, yeah, and Nelson. Well, actually, for all his wins, you can say that. But like, I've never saw much of Billy Q. Besides that, like, he's good, so I can never really say, oh, he should be -200. Like, not necessarily. And Alex Hernandez is still powerful. So he still has that heavy hand threat besides that, like, not much. So I am gonna go with Billy Q to win here. I don't see Hernandez getting that lucky shot or winning a decision, especially if he has a shitty cut. He's definitely gonna get beat here. So that being said, I am gonna go Billy Q. As of right now, I think I'm gonna go knockout / TKO in the second. Depending on how Hernandez looks at the weigh-in, that might change to a decision. But or if he misses by a shit ton, that might change to something else. But right now, guessing Hernandez looks pretty bad at the weigh-ins. I'm gonna go a finish in the second for Billy Quarantillo. So yeah, those are the early prelims, and they're fine. Like, they're early prelims. 3 DWCS guys who could be good, and then topping it off with Billy Q. Can't really complain. Now let's go on to the actual prelims, and we start off with a fight I really am not excited for because I dislike both guys. We have Chris the Action Man Curtis versus Joaquin Numansa Buckley. Let's talk about the Action Man. And man, if you've been on Twitter, MMA Twitter the last couple days, there's a lot to say about the Action Man, but I'll leave that for you to not know if you don't know, because you probably are better off not knowing. It's a long story that you don't want to hear. Chris Curtis in the UFC is 3-1. He won his first 3 fights against Hawes, Allen, and Vieira. He was the shit for a minute, and then he met Jack Hermanson in London. He was not the shit anymore. And then he bitched and moaned at the end of the fight. So yeah, he was really not the shit anymore. And now he's fighting Buckley. So Curtis is good. He's 35 years old though, which for him being almost fucking 30 fights in his career, no, 40 fights in his career, my bad, and being a middleweight and taking a lot of damage is not very good. He's obviously out of his prime, if he even had a prime per se, and yeah, he's just not really, he's never really been that great of a fighter because the UFC never called him, but like he's fine. Like, it's Chris Curtis. You're not expecting a champion, but you're expecting a fine fighter. Buckley, on the other hand, Mr. You Only Know Me for One Fight. Yeah, I've never saw much of Zhao Quinn. Like, outside of the knockout, I'm just gonna call it the knockout because that's the only reason anyone cares about him. I've never been impressed with him. In the UFC, he has a positive record of 5-3, but are those wins really that good? Mbik Sanganai ain't that great. Jordan Wright sucks. Antonio Araujo sucks. Abdulrazak Al-Hassan sucks. And how good is Albert Duraev really? His losses, Kevin Holland, that one has aged weird. Alicio DeChirico, that's a terrible fucking loss. And Nasruddin Imavov, yeah, I can't even get mad at that. Can't even dog him for that. Like, I've never saw much. He's like one of the most average fighters imaginable. I've never thought much of Joe Quinn. So he's just always been there. You don't think you never like look over the division like, man, you never look all over, like, let's say you lay out the middleweight roster right now in the UFC. You're not pointing out Joe Quinn Buckley, like, that guy could be something. You're like, he's average. He's like the most average fighter imaginable. Well, I was gonna say he would be a Rojo and Riley. Couldn't be Alicio de Chirico. Yeah, I've never thought much of New Monza. He's fine fighter. This is a battle of the mid-tier fighters. Curtis, old, and always been a mid-tier dude. Buckley, fucking only known for one thing, and it's with a great knockout, but dude, you've done shit since. So, you're known for two things: a knockout and having that meme, dude, in your corner for a fight. So, I don't want to pick either of these guys. I don't like either from different reasons. But the betting odds for this fight have Joe Quinn Buckley minus 150 to plus 125. I would disagree. I would have this a near even fight. I could see this going either way. I could see Buckley knocking Curtis out. I could see Curtis knocking Buckley out. I could see a wrestling match. I could see a close decision. I could see this fight going many ways. What way do I think it's gonna go? I hate picking him because I think he's a fucking creep, and I've lost a lot of respect for him the last it's already been a week almost. But I am gonna go Chris Curtis, sadly, to win this fight. I can't trust Buckley, man. I can't trust Buckley. Trust me, I want nothing more than Buckley to knock Curtis out. I'll fucking love it if that happens. But let's start being realistic. I don't think that happen. I think Curtis is going to come in here wanting a win after an embarrassing loss to Hermanson, and I think he's going to get it. So I'm going to go Chris Curtis by decision. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yes, fuck Chris Curtis. But I don't trust Joe Quinn, and I don't hate Curtis enough to pick against him. Like he ain't John Jones or Greg Hardy. I don't hate him enough to pick against him, so I'm going Chris Curtis by decision. Still, fuck you. The next fight on the card, the battle of the shit fighters. The battle of the cans, and aka please win this fight, fighter number one. This is the UFC is just trying to get a certain guy win. I'll tell you in a second. We have Edmund the Golden Boy Shabazian versus Daucha champion Lungenbola. Yeah, this is just, we want Edmund Shabazian to win. not even fucking with you. I'm not even trying to be funny. They just want Edmund to get a win here. I don't know why. He's a shit fighter, but they just want him to get a win here because I don't know. In the UFC, Edmund is 4-3. His wins are no one good with it. Brett Tavares is alright, but outside of that, no one. But he's on a bad 3-fight losing streak right now, getting murdered by Brunson. Hermanson he looked good against until he didn't, and Nasruddin killed him. This is pretty much win or you're getting fucking cut fight because this dude is just dropping, right, dude? I swear people just forgot about him after a while. I fucking did. When this fight got booked, I was like, oh, Edmund Shabazian. Not much you really can say, he's just there. He's taking a year off, which is smart, and I think he did switch up camps to somebody. The dude's main problem is he has no gas tank and he can't wrestle. The gas tank fucks him every fight. The wrestling, it just happened to be where he gets finished 2 out of 3 fights, and where Hermanson is best at. Yeah, Shabazian's shown a shit ton of talent, but he's just not, ever since he started fighting better competition, he's just not been able to show what he did against guys like Brad Tavares and Darren Stewart. So, I don't know if that's mental games, I don't know if that's just talent, gas tank, but He needs a win here, and they gave him a pretty winnable matchup. To talk about that winnable matchup, we have Dolce Lungambula, a dude who I've now watched fight too many times in a lifetime. This dude's fucking trash. He is 2-4 in the UFC. His 2 wins are Daquan Townsend, easy, and Marcus Perez. Oh, Jesus Christ. His losses: Magomed Ankalaev, yeah, I think you've heard of him. Marc-Andre Barriou, Cody Brundage, and Punahele Soriano. So, some bad fighters he's beat, and some okay fighters he's lost to. Yeah, Dolce, I've never saw much of Dolce. Ever since I've seen him consistently fight, I think this dude fucking blows. And he does, he fucking sucks. But, what can you really do about it? Hey, for some reason, he still has a job. Yeah, I don't think he's that good. He's 35 years old now, and I think they are just gonna get him cut. This is just go out there, fight out your last fight in your contract, help build up admin again, and leave. So, I'm not gonna talk much more about this fight. The betting odds have Edmund minus 300 to minus 2 plus 240. I think Edmund's gonna win, but I cannot make this dude minus 300. I would have him minus 210. I cannot say this dude should be minus 300. I can't trust him. I cannot trust this dude. I honestly just can't. Do I trust him more than Doucha? No question. But again, I don't trust him. So I am going Edmund Shabazian, but I don't feel fucking confident in any means. Even against Dolce Lungambula. So I'm going Edmund Shabazian by decision here. I think he's gonna show off the gas tank. He's gonna show off a well-rounded game here, and I think he's gonna get the win here. So Edmund Shabazian by decision. Next up, we have a fight that promises a first round knockout. We have Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rosenstrike versus Chris Dawkins. You want a first round knockout? You get first round knockout. Let's talk about Biggie Boy. And ever since he lost to Francis, this dude's been on a fucking roller coaster. Like, we all know what he did before the Francis fight, Overeem, blah blah blah. Then we had Ngannou fight, he got killed. He beat JDS, who didn't, in the late 2010s to 2020s. He lost to Gon in one of the worst main events ever. He beat Augusto Sakai, who hasn't. He lost to Curtis Blades. He got demolished by Volkov. This dude's just been a fucking roller coaster ever since the Ngannou fight. He's had 2 wins and against shitty fighters, and he's had 4 losses against very good 2 fine fighters. Pretty much he's a lot like Derek Lewis. He's just really powerful. He's not that good. He's just fucking powerful. So, yeah, like, nothing, you can't really say much more about Biggie Boy. He really is just trying to set you up for that one big shot. And when that one big shot hits, you're hitting the mat. But if that one big shot did not hit, that means you won. So, yeah, Biggie Boy. To talk about his opponent, Chris Dawkins. This dude went from the top of the mountain to face down, ass up in the mountain quick. In the UFC, he is 4-2. He is 4 wins. Parker Porter, Nascimento, Olenek, and Shamil. His 2 losses back to back: Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades. Yeah, his last 2 fights have shown he's really not that good. He was beating cans. Like, Parker Porter, Nascimento suck ass. Olenek's 50. And Shamil is 50. So, yeah, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time on Dawkins. He's not that good, and yeah. He's a decent boxer, but obviously when he fights a real fighter, he's fucked. So yeah, this fight is gonna happen, and someone's gonna go out in the first round. The betting odds think Chris Dawkins is going out in the first round because Biggie Boy is minus 170 to plus 145. I would agree. I think Jorginho should be the favorite. Dawkins has fought twice now within a year after 2 bad knockouts, and he's fighting another dude who's as powerful as the dudes he's already got knocked out by. So, and he's a lot like one of the dudes he got knocked out by. So, I am going Jorginho here to knock out Dawkins in round 1. Could I see Dawkins finishing Jorginho? Of course, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm going Jorginho Rosenstrike by knockout in the first. Biggie Boy. 1 shot, 1 kill. And now time for the featured prelim. What are we, half an hour in, beauty? We have Jay the Joker Perrin versus Raul El Nino Problema Rosas Jr. the Child. Let's talk about Jay Perrin. Jay in the UFC is 0-2, losing to Mario Bautista in his debut. Can't even get mad at it. And then he lost to Alatang in his last fight a couple months ago. He looked better in that fight, but still lost, which means no one gives a fuck if you look good or not. Yeah, he's not really that good. He can wrestle a little bit. His hands ain't much to talk about, and he's pretty much just there. He's not that great. He's just another guy for some reason in the UFC because he signed a 3-fight contract or some shit. I don't know. He's not that good. That's all I gotta say. And let's be honest, no one's talking about Jay in this fight anyway. They're all talking about the Child, Raul Rosas. Dude is 18 years old, born in 2004. That's fucking insane. Kid got the contract earlier, a couple months ago, in a very dominant win on Contender Series where he just out-wrestled his opponent for 15 minutes. Kid looks good. He looked very impressive, but I feel like I think I and many other people are getting a Chase Hooper vibe from him. Will not be shocked if we look back on this kid in 3 years and he's 2-4 in the UFC or some shit, because dude, he's 18. He's 8 fucking teen, and he has an insane, like, on what maybe fighters these days are getting better at a younger age, but I can't even imagine. Like, to be honest, I won't be shocked if he loses this fight. Dude, 18 years old, featured prelim of a huge card, last pay-per-view of the year in the UFC. This kid's gonna be fucking going. Maybe he can calm his nerves, but good luck, man. Good fucking luck. Yeah, he's good. He has talent. My God, he's 18. He's not even close to being at the best of his ability. But yeah, right now his abilities are great great grappling, and I don't remember his hands looking too great. He has good feints and takedowns, but that's about it. So the main for the fight have Raw minus 230 to plus 190. I would have him minus 190, 180. He should win, obviously, but I ain't counting on it. I am gonna pick him, of course. I'm not stupid, but yeah, I'm a little weary. We've seen Chase Hooper, Macy Barber, very young fight. Kay Hansen, I believe, Corey McKenna. Very young fighters fall off a cliff quick. So Only one man has been very young and succeeded in the UFC, and that's the Mr. Bones himself, Johnny Jones. I don't think these people I'm naming are John Jones. So yeah, enough talk. I'm going Rosas Jr. by decision. Good luck, kid. And I'm gonna just say what everyone already says on Twitter. He's one ugly motherfucker. I'm sorry, he's an ugly motherfucker. Viana Jandiroba had a son we didn't know about. Yeah. But those are the prelims. Some names on there: Raw, Jorginho, Dawkins, Edmund. That was a fine prelims. Underwhelming for a pay-per-view. What are you gonna do about it? But speaking of underwhelming and pay-per-view, here's the main card. We start off with the best fight on the card. We have Bryce, Thug, Nasty, Nicho versus Ilya El Matador Tapuya. Let's talk about Thug Nasty. Everyone's favorite hillbilly. How do people not love Bryce Mitchell? He's just a hillbilly guy can fight. What else do you need to love him? I fucking love Bryce Mitchell. If you don't, you're fucking evil. Fucking Bryce Mitchell's a man. He is 6-0 in the UFC, has in his wins notable Tyler Diamond, Matt Filey's just because Twister, Charles Rosa, Andre Feely, and Edson Barboza. He's getting better. The Edson fight, he dropped Edson, which is a big shock to a lot of people, me included. He's getting better. If he can get like decent striking, he's a problem. He's gonna be a problem because his wrestling is insanely good. So if he can get good striking, he's gonna be a top featherweight. Like I said, he dropped Edson Barboza in his last fight, and he completely demolished Barboza. He got a Twister win a couple years back, beat Andre Feely, who's sometimes great, sometimes shitty. So, and he has a perfect character for UFC, the hillbilly that can fucking kick ass. What else do you need? Who doesn't love Bryce Mitchell? Nothing more you can say. Thug Nasty. To talk about his opponent, a guy who I did like at first. I think he's an annoying little prick now. Ilya Tapuya. In the UFC, Ilya is 4-0. His wins: Yusuf Zalal, Damon Jackson, Ryan Hall, and Jai Herbert. Not fought great competition. Zalal sucks. Damon Jackson, that one's aged pretty well. It's his best win looking back, but still, Damon Jackson's fine. Ryan Hall, dude, I like Ryan Hall, but the 40-year-old injured wizard's only so good. And then Jai Herbert's Jai Herbert, and he almost got finished by Jai Herbert, so I wish a couple of the fights he was booked in didn't get cancelled. Charles Jourdain, who he ducked by the way, Evoyev would have been fun, and Barboza. But maybe he finally has to fight a top dude and not just keep fucking hiding from top contenders. Because it's time to put up or shut up, dude. He just acts like he's the next coming of fucking Jesus. Show it. Your 4 wins in the UFC are not that impressive. So, it's time to put up or shut up if you're Ilya Tapuya. And beating Mitchell will shut up a lot of the doubters, me included. So, betting on Twitter's fight have Ilya -140 to +120. I would disagree. Near even, 15 apiece. This fight can go either way. I could see Mitchell having a great wrestling plan and tiring Ilya out and winning the fight. I could see Ilya landing a big shot on Bryce. I could see him stuffing a takedown and boxing him. I could see this fight going many ways. The way I think and want this fight to go, Thug Nasty is gonna fucking win. I'm going Bryce Mitchell to win. Thug Nasty time. Let's go. Bryce Mitchell by decision. I so hope he wins. It's gonna be so fucking funny if he does. Bryce Mitchell by decision. Ilias O is gonna go. Next up, poor Till. Next up we have Darren the Gorilla Till versus Dracus Stonox Duplessis. Yeah, I'm not gonna say a lot about this fight. Till's gonna get fucking beat. Do I really need to talk about who Darren Till is? You know who Darren Till is. The guy the UFC might or might not have ruined. They might have fucking ruined his career. Because ever since that Woodley fight, the dude has not been able to fucking put his foot in the door. It fucking crushed. This is his first fight in over a year, and he's not looking great shape. Now he's known as Hamzat's little bitch boy. So yeah, not many good things I can say about Till right now. I like Till, great personality, but besides personality, he's not a good fighter. And this is his do or die fight. If he loses this, he's gonna be 1-5 in his last 6. And his last win is 3 years ago against Gastelum. So yeah, Till needs this one. To talk about Dracus, since I know he's a lot less known, and he is who the UFC is trying to build up with a nice win here. In the UFC, Dracus is 3-0. His wins: Marcus Perez, Trevin Giles, and Brad Tavares. Not great wins. Tavares' win is very underwhelming, especially since it was a really close fight. But I think he's still improving as a fighter. He's only 28 years old, and this is his 20th MMA fight. So he's good. He's a very powerful striker. He can wrestle if he needs to, and he's just really good. He's a very good guy, very good fighter. Till is fucked. I'm going Dracus to finish Till. If Till looks like shit at the weigh-ins and all that, I'm going first round. If he looks semi-decent, I'll go second round. So I'm going Dracus Duplessis by knockout in the first or second, depending on how fat Till is at the weigh-ins. Yeah, I'm not even giving Till any respect. He's not gonna win. Let's be honest now. He's not gonna fucking win. DDP W. After that, a fight that I wish they put on the prelims and moved up. Maybe Rosa or a Jar even. We have Santiago Argentinian Dagger Ponzinibbio versus Alex the Great White Morono. This fight's only happening because Robbie Lawler pulled out and Moreno stepped in. So now Santiago's fighting Alex. I really don't think I need to go in depth on Santiago Ponzinibbio. I think a lot of us know who he is by now. He's 36 years old. He had those terrible health issues that probably ruined his career. Because before those, he was on a hot streak. He was looking like he could be a top guy in the division. But then he's out for 4 years. Comes back and is 1-3 since. It sucks to say and see all this with Ponzinibbio, looking back on how he was 4 years ago. Magny, Perry, Nelson, 3 amazing ones in a row, out for 4 years. It fucking sucks, man. Dude could have been so great, but he just kept getting fucking injured. So he's way past his prime now. He can still go. Like, he had a fight of the year contender with Baeza last year. Gave a great fight to Michel Piera. But fights like the Leech and Geoff Neal just show like he's not who he was anymore. To talk about his opponent, Alex Morono, this is a huge opportunity for him. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. and Ponzinibbio on pay-per-view would be a huge win for him. He's on, like I said, he's on a 4-fight winning streak. Not a good one, but a 4-fight winning streak. Cowboy, Zawaba, Gall, and Semelsberger. Zawaba and Gall suck. Cowboy's not a great win in 2021. And Semelsberger, I do think, is very underrated. Besides that, he really doesn't have any other great wins. Max Griffin, which I went at aged well. Besides that, yeah, ain't got much. He's not the most entertaining fighter, but he's there. You know, he's there. He's always just been he's a there fighter. So not much more you can say. I think Ponzinibbio is gonna win this, and so the betting odds -180 plus 155. Pons should win this. I think he would. I think this is a harder fight than Lawler, obviously, because Lawler in 2022 is Lawler in 2022. But I think Ponzinibbio can and should still win this fight. So I am going Santiago Ponzinibbio by decision. Would like to see him get a win, maybe his last one, because I think I won't be shocked if he starts thinking about calling it quits soon. 36 years old and clearly not the champion level guy he might have been years back, so yeah. Oh, and his fight's pretty much at middleweight, at 180 catch weight, so just FYI. I'm going Santiago Ponzinibbio by decision. After that, the co-main event of the evening, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett versus Jared Flash Gordon. Not gonna waste a lot of time. This is another Paddy layup fight. We all hate those, don't we? And another one Paddy's probably gonna look underwhelming in and win and get a lot of hype for some reason. UFC is giving Paddy fucking layup fights, and it's annoying, man. Luigi Vandermeany sucks ass, and he gave Paddy a fight. Rodrigo Vargas punched Paddy, and Paddy went to submission mode. Jordan Levitt won round 1 against Paddy, I think. I don't remember, but like he made Paddy go into the second round for the first time. Like, Paddy's talented. But man, if he ain't looking good against these layups, he's gonna get fucking annihilated when he fights a real guy. Dude, I'll say right now, Terrence McKinney beats him. Paddy's ducking Terrence McKinney, because McKinney destroys him. Sorry, not sorry. And then talk about Jared Gordon, not much to say. He's just here to lose. Not gonna say much else. I am obviously going Paddy Pimblett at -245. Probably should be a bigger favorite, but come on. I'm going Paddy here. He should win. If he loses, he fucking sucks. And yeah, I'm going Paddy by shit. I think he has to finish another guy eventually. I'm going Paddy by knockout in the first. I keep going with it. The last 2 times I've been wrong. He has to get a finish eventually. And it would be huge for him to do in Las Vegas and T-Mobile. The crowd would go wild. I'm going Paddy Pimblett by knockout in the first. Not much to say. Sorry, Gordon, you're just here to lose, buddy. And now for the lame event of the evening, the interim UFC light heavyweight title fight. I know it's not really, but to me it is. We have Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. You really don't need to know. You really don't need an in-depth breakdown who these guys are. You already know. Jan, Polish Power, finally got the belt and then lost it. And now is for some reason getting a title shot he should not be getting, by the way. And yeah. And he's almost 40. On the other hand, you got Magomed Ankalaev. Dude's been doing his thing in the division for a minute now, getting the wins. 18-1. And yeah, him getting a title shot I am mad at. I don't think it's that bad, but yeah, I think he should be fighting Glover Teixeira. Yeah, like Magomed's really good. He's really good. Not much more you can really say. Like Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Usmir, Krylov, Kutilaba are fine. Are like the most average ones you can have. So, not much more you can say. Not gonna waste a lot of time on this. Magomed should win. Just don't get hit by the Polish power and you will win. So, I am going Magomed Ankalaev by... I'm not sure. I'm going Magomed Ankalaev by ground and pound in the third, fourth-ish, and a later round. I think he's going to gas John out with a lot of wrestling. And TKO. So, Ankalaev by TKO in the later rounds. So. Oh, and he's minus almost 300 favorite, which I could not agree with more. So, Ankalaev, TKO. If you couldn't tell, I've lost a lot of care for this card. I'm not excited for it that much. Like, there's a couple of things like Thug Nasty, but man, I'm not excited. To go over my picks one last time: Cameron Simon by decision, Vincent Salvador by knockout in the second, lock of the night, Eric Silva by decision, Billy Quarantillo by TKO knockout in the second, Chris Curtis by decision, Edmund Shabazian by decision, Jorginho Rosenstrike by knockout in the first, Raul Rosas by decision, Bryce Mitchell by decision, Dracus Duplessis by first or second round finish, depends, Santiago Ponzinibbio by decision, Paddy Pimblett by knockout in the first, and Magomed Ankalaev by a late round TKO. So, yeah, those are my picks. To me, it would be better off at the fight night. Dude, fucking, I think Orlando and the card next week are better pay-per-views. So, oh yeah, and next week we have Strickland Cannonier, the last card of the year, which we will obviously hear a breakdown for this time next week. If you're watching this after premiere, 1 o'clock Friday, 1 p.m. EST on Friday, I premiere these. So, yeah. Not much more I can say. Hope you enjoy the card. Tell me your picks. You'll hear from me next week, like I said. After that, I will make a special video. Probably after Christmas, right before New Year's. The RX Honors Year 2. So I did last year. Then who I think all the trophies go to. Fighter, fight, blah blah blah. So, you probably get between the 26th and and New Year's. So, not much more I can think to say. Like, comment, sub. 20 subs goal by the end of the year at this point. And yeah, as always, RX out. Oh, party's a bad day.